For more, we're joined by national security analyst Christopher Burgess and Eric Mandel, director at the Middle East Political Information Network, here in studio with us. Gentlemen, nice to have both of you with us. Eric, pleasure. The U.S. says the Iran deal is based on false pretense, clearly agreeing with Netanyahu. Is this just further rationale for the U.S. to pull out, or is this perhaps a way to get the Europeans to finally come on board with a better deal, saying this one is false anyway?
Well, I think these are inconvenient truths for the Europeans. I don't think they really want to renegotiate. I think the Iranians don't want to renegotiate because it's a fantastic deal for them. They never had to stop their nuclear work or program, and they will have an industrial nuclear complex in between 7 and 14 years. So is this a justification to fix or nix the deal? It helps. But I think there are so many other parts to what happened with the JCPOA that that it needs to be adjusted. And if nix is definitely better than not fixed at all.
Inconvenient. Are they just in denial here? Because here's what I don't understand. We see that Iran is lying. And at the very best, it's going to stay in line for the next 7 years until 2025, when the sunset clause kicks in. And even then, there is no reason to believe that Iran is miraculously going to want to give up any nuclear weapons ambitions. On the contrary, it's going to be in a better position than ever before to pursue them, because it's going to have the economic freedom to do it and to do it better. So do the Europeans just believe that when the sunset clause comes up, Iran is just going to have a change of heart?
Well, I think they feel this is really a problem for Israel, maybe for the United States, not for them. I think their economic interests outweigh their values or their liberal values of what they say that should be important. They're in bed with the world's leading state sponsor of terror, and they're also the ones who are complicit in the genocide in Syria, and those two things go hand in hand.
Well, okay, some tough words from you there, Eric. Chris, I mean, is this the Europeans' grand solution, just to kick this can down the road? I mean, surely they're now seeing that Iran is lying. It's very clear that if Iran couldn't have been trusted ahead of this deal, it can't be trusted now. And we know that there are severe limitations on the inspections. So do the Europeans think, all right, we'll hope for the best, keep our fingers crossed, and we'll deal with it in a few years' time?
Well, at the risk of you leading the witness down the path, you stole my line with kick the can down the road. But that's exactly what they did here, going into the deal in 2015, I don't think any leader had any notion that Iran was not pursuing weaponization of nuclear accord. What we've seen is that they, like others, had their genesis, if you will, from the Pakistani nuclear scientist Khan. And this information that was revealed yesterday put everything in an orderly fashion for all of us laypersons. And the governments had it a long time before, this sort of information. They may not have had the precise information that was acquired by the Israelis that they say in the last few months, but they absolutely had this story going into this, making this arrangement. Now, should we extend it to 2025, beyond 2025 to lifetime? Absolutely. I think that President Trump has made up his mind. I don't think yesterday's presentation by Netanyahu had any effect whatsoever on what the United States was going to do, but it was an attempt to sway the Europeans that, you know, there's more here in this smoke. There's actually some fire, but I don't think it was successful.
Right. But, Chris, Iran lied about its weapons program, and it lied to the International Atomic Energy Agency. And the International Atomic Energy Agency believed what it was presented in 2015. That's the best case interpretation. Now, either way, this is an embarrassment for the agency. So it's no wonder that it's downplaying it. But what does this say about the reliability of the IAEA? I mean, we know that they're lying now, so why can we not be sure that they're going to be lying again? And doesn't this confirm that we need stricter inspections?
Well, what we have here is a fruit salad, but we're looking at two different pieces of fruit. On the one hand, we have the IAEA, who is looking at the treaty and the specific parts that are being measured and checked. And to date, none of the signatories have come forward and said they're violating the specifics there. Then we have over here another piece of fruit that is saying Iran is active. They are building everything around the bomb so that when they do have the ability to build the weapon, they have a means to deliver the weapon. And I think we are seeing them very active at the theft of intellectual property, at the penetration of government entities, at bringing in missile technology, et cetera. But that is the side, if you will, it's a side topic, not the specifics of the nuclear weapon.
I don't know. To me, it raises concerns about the International Atomic Energy Agency. Eric, the president was asked, how does this look for North Korea, about making a deal with North Korea? And you've always stressed that this is not a real deal because this is not a proper treaty.
Correct.
Explain that.
Well, so this is not a signed document. This is the most important treaty of America in the 21st century. Except it's not a treaty because President Obama chose not to submit it because he only had 42 senators to vote for it. So this has no force of law. It's not even an executive agreement. So this can be changed, modified. The Europeans, I know this from the Foreign Relations Council, believe that America had made this a treaty, and there's nothing farther from the truth. I just wanted to step back one thing about the inspections. People say that the IAEA has not found anything. The reason they haven't found anything is because we agreed to not allow them to have any inspections of military dimensions. And what we found from Netanyahu yesterday was that the head of Project Amman, which up until 2003 was their military, nuclear weapons program, that same person in 2018 is running their research and design, but he's running it in their Iranian Defense Ministry, which we're not allowed to go into. So, and
I believe he's also not been questioned or isn't allowed to be questioned, this particular guy.
Correct. So, the question here is, if you close your eyes, your ears, and your mouth, you're not going to find anything.
On that note, we're going to have to leave it. Always nice talking with you, Eric Mandel and Christopher Burgess. Appreciate both of your time and analysis. Thank you.